So about 2 weeks ago, I did my first impression of an indie fragrance that just came out this year, and honestly, I was really pleasantly surprised by it, and it was very unique for this style of fragrance compared to their last year's release, which was Atlantis. But today we're going to be doing my full review after 8 wears of Blue Atlas Bountiful. So that's what we're talking about today. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Thank you guys for joining me for yet another full review here in 2024, talking about an indie-ish fragrance. They do sell like skincare and stuff. It's more of a skincare line for men that they kind of just started formulating fragrances as of last year when they came out with the kind of controversial Blue Atlas Atlantis that a lot of people were thinking a lot of reviewers were paid and stuff like that. Well, I do want to let you know my wife bought this for me for my birthday as an early birthday gift. But today we're going to be talking about the brand new release by Blue Atlas. It is Blue Atlas Bountiful. It's sticking with the really nice heavy glass bottles. It has the blue magnetic cap, and then we have one of the best controlled atomizers in the game, no joke. This fragrance runs for $100, but you guys in my last video asked me to reach out to them to see if I could get a code for you, and they obliged. So if you use the code FragranceDoud, I don't get affiliate or anything from it, but you get $25 off, so it's $75 for the fragrance, which I'll tell you in a second, but I don't think you can beat that, but it's not for everybody. Let's just say that. With that said, we're going to give you the note breakdown so you guys can follow along to kind of understand what the fragrance is about. The top notes are pink pepper, bergamot, and lemon. Mid notes are orris, violet, oak moss, cardamom, hyacinth, and tree sap. And the base notes are patchouli, vetiver, cedar, sandalwood, and musk. So, when you first spray the fragrance on, it has a very beautiful opening, super mass appealing opening. It has that nice kind of sweet and spiciness that you get from the pink pepper mixed together with a nice citrusy blast. That bergamot comes through and you have a little bit of musk hanging out in the background of the entire fragrance, but for the most part, it is a slightly green grassy opening that is underneath this fresh citrus blast and a little bit of a sweet and spiciness from that pink pepper. Very beautiful opening. It is a spring-centric. I know they're advertising it as a 4-season fragrance, but this is more going to be a spring-centric into summer style scent because it is revolving around a lot of green grassy tones. Again, that bergamot, it's like a green bergamot, and then you have a nice wallop of vetiver when you get into the dry down. In the mid of this, I said in my first video, I thought it was pretty funny, because I have never smelled the note of hyacinth, if that's how you say it. And then right after the video, my wife brought home a plant, and it was a flower that she got from work, and it was hyacinth. And I could smell it, and it smelled like something that was in this fragrance, as well as an Initio side effect. You can notice it. It's not prominent, but there's definitely hyacinth in there. It comes off a little bit of a white floral. Very, very nice, beautiful undertone. But as that bergamot starts to dissipate and the pink pepper starts to wane, you get a little bit of that sweet and spiciness underneath it. It is more of, again, a green grassy scent that has a little bit of a citrusy undertone, a musky base, a little bit of that white floral under there, the orris, the oak moss. I mean, they're not really there. They play minor roles at times, but it's not an iris-based fragrance. It definitely is earthy. So you might get the earthiness from the oak moss and the orris, and then as you get to the dry down, it becomes more of a green vetiver dominant fragrance mixed together with kind of like that green grassiness, which I said is probably like that green vetiver, and a bunch of earthiness. So I know there was a couple of the subscribers. So I had about 6 or 7 people that bought this based on my original video. 3 of them loved it, and I sent it to one of my moderators. The other 2 are getting it on the way right now. The moderator who got it said he really liked it. He said for the price, it's great. 3 of the other people said that they really enjoyed it. And then there was 2 that said that it was a little bit too earthy for them. They will wear it, but it's not one of their favorites. And then one person said that he absolutely hated it. He said it was way too earthy for him, blah, 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 blah. I enjoy the fragrance. Do I think it's like top tier? When I first sprayed it, the first 2 or 3 times I wore it, I thought it was one of the better spring fragrances that I've ever tried. I still think that it is a great spring fragrance, especially for that $75 price tag. Is it anything that's like going to blow you away? Probably not. And I'm saying that knowing that it actually smells great, and my wife really likes it, and I've worn it 8 times already, and that was out. A lot of times when I do my full review, I wear it like 3 to 4 times. I wanted to wear this because it's spring outside, and it smells great for the spring. The dry down, for me, isn't as earthy as some people were talking about. And I know other people didn't get as much earthiness. For me, it is a nice green vetiver that has a slight earthy tone underneath it. You get a little bit of that sweet and spicy tone under it. And then a little bit of, it reminds me of like Banana Republic's vintage green at times. So if you've tried that, you'll know what I'm saying. It just doesn't have that fruity tone. And then you have a little bit of a musky undertone and some woods. At the end of the day, the bulk of this fragrance is going to be vetiver, woods, and some green tones. Again, I think it's more of a green vetiver, but it is very nice. There's definitely some patchouli rocking through this, which again would add to that earthy tones. So if you're not a huge fan of earthy tones, maybe you would want to, I think if you buy this and you don't like it, you can return it. I think they have a good return policy. So if you're interested in green I'll put it this way. If you're interested in green fragrances and you want something that is a little bit more eclectic and unique, and you're not a huge fan of earthy tones, at least give this a try if you're interested, because for $75, you can't beat it. And then if you don't like it, then again, I heard they have a good return policy. I haven't returned it. So with that said, Blue Atlas Bountiful, I would give it probably like a 7.8 to an 8. I think it's a nice spring fragrance. I'm going to get a lot of good wears out of it. I think the bottle is really nice. The atomizer is nice. It's a nice addition to their collection. And it doesn't smell like a huge amount of anything else out there. Again, it has vibes of vintage green and linen vetiver by Banana Republic, but it definitely does its own thing, especially in the opening and in the far dry down. But as far as the performance is concerned, so with these type of fragrances, especially I know Atlantis didn't have the best performance. It was about 4 hours. But with this one, with Bountiful, you actually get about 6 to 7 hours, which for the first 2 hours, it projects about maybe about 3-4 feet off your skin. I'm trying to think because it's hard to judge how far it really jumps off your skin. I would say about 3 to 4 foot, so about moderate. And the same thing is with the sillage. It's about 3 to 4 feet. It's good, and it's moderate across the board. And then after about 3 hours or so, it starts to get more to a personal bubble / intimate scent. But it does stick on your skin until about hour 6 to 7, and which I think for this type of fragrance, for a green fresh fragrance, is definitely very good. So overall, it's definitely a nice release by Blue Atlas. Again, for the price, you can't beat it. If you're interested in green scents, if you like vetiver, if you like patchouli, if you like, again, those green grassy tones, then definitely try this out. I think it's definitely worth it. But that's Blue Atlas Bountiful, and you might see it again on some spring lists. We will see. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.